Nusret Gökçe, also known as Salt Bae, is a Turkish chef and restaurateur who gained fame for his unique style of seasoning and preparing meat. He became known for a viral video in which he seasoned a steak with salt flamboyantly and then sprinkled more on the meat with a dramatic flourish. He's an internet meme that perplexes everyone. So how did Salt Bae become the most controversial butcher in the world?
Salt Bae?
Salt Bae.
Salt Bae.
Celebrity chef Salt Bae.
Talking about Salt Bae. Who is he?
In order to understand who this guy is and why he divides opinions, we need to go back. Before his greasy slick back hair and circular spectacles, his father was a mine worker, and his family's financial situation prompted him to drop out of school in the 6th grade so that he could work as an apprentice butcher in Istanbul's Kadıköy district. Throughout his culinary journey, he travelled around the world to learn his trade and gain experience as a cook and restaurateur, working for free in local restaurants in Argentina and the United States. After completing his globe-trotting quest in the culinary world, he returned to Turkey in 2010 and opened his very own restaurant in the heart of Istanbul, titled Nusret Steakhouse. 4 years later, his empire expanded, opening additional restaurants in other countries including the UAE, Qatar, the United States, and of course, the UK. On the 7th of January 2017, Nusret uploaded a video of himself to Instagram with the caption, Ottoman steak. The post to this day has racked up 17 million views to his Instagram page alone. Little did Nusret know this Instagram post would change his life completely. Overnight, he became a meme template spawning mass virality with his face and restaurant front and center of the spotlight. The chain of events that would unravel from this moment is truly fascinating. Although his restaurant empire was already seen as luxury, this newfound exposure would immediately attract the worst kind of people on the face of the planet. Influencers and celebrities. It became the place to be. Not only could you be seen with one of the most popular memes of all time, you could also reaffirm your superiority complex by being seen in a luxury restaurant via your Instagram story. Eat your food and shut the fuck up. The sprinkle technique from the video became his whole shtick and adopted it to all of his restaurant steak performances. And I call them performances because a steak at his restaurant will set you back $1,100. Granted, that is for the 24-carat gold-plated steak, but it does come seasoned with his elbow sweat, so it's definitely worth it. Along with the arm sweat, Salt Bae's career exploded with new chances and strategies for diversifying the Salt Bae brand, including the introduction of cloves, kitchenware, sauces, and spices. He's also been involved in charity work and made mainstream appearances in TV shows and commercials. Despite his international notoriety, in 2018, the early reviews for his New York City steakhouse received mostly unfavorable reviews, with the New York Post calling the restaurant a public rip-off #1. Other critics described the dishes as oversalted as they are overpriced, and the meat was tough with globs of fat and gristle, and severely lacking in flavor. But the general consensus is that it's overpriced for what it is. But you didn't have to go there to know that. In 2019, 4 of Salt Bae's former employees accused him of taking a cut of their tips. And if you've ever watched Kitchen Nightmares, you know not to fuck with the tips.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, I will fuck with you. Who the fuck you think you are?
The staff alleged that they were fired when they brought up questions about their tips. Prior to reaching a deal with his former employees and paying them $230,000, Salt Bae avoided the need for a trial to look into the matter. Explaining the situation, he stated, "I was not satisfied with the performance of the 4 employees. Since they were fired, they acted with the feeling of, look what we are going to do to you, and put forward these tip allegations." On the 23rd of September 2021, Salt Bae launched Nusret London at the Park Tower Hotel in Knightsbridge. Within a few days of the restaurant being open, the British public were quick to have their take on the experience, with Twitter user JJams tweeting 44 Great British pounds for 4 Red Bulls, having a laugh. The tweet went viral and left people perplexed behind the economics of a £630 steak. One commenter even pointed out that it'd be way cheaper just to fly to Turkey and dine in the original restaurant. I'm all for fine dining and nice food, but when I hear of that behaviour, it just makes me want to two-foot anyone who goes there. It's just so crazy to me, the lengths people will go to portray a certain image or lifestyle. Within the first year of the restaurant being open, it made a profit of £2.3 million. If you subscribe to my channel right now, I will go to Nusret London with the ad revenue I make off this video and report back. I won't be doing that, it's just going to go straight into my bank account. But subscribe anyway. You know how I said earlier in the video that Salt Bae's restaurants are a cesspit for celebrities and influencers? influencers? Well, this is Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, at Salt Bae's restaurant in Dubai. Now, who gives a fuck? I mean, I don't. Gianni's out in Dubai, he's slinging dick, eating steak, loving life. Who wouldn't?
Today I feel gay.
On the 18th of December 2022, the World Cup final took place in the Lusail Stadium in Qatar. The game was arguably the best in World Cup history. Seeing Messi and Argentina finally win on penalties, it was possibly one of the most historic moments in sport ever. Argentina is celebrating, the world is thrilled for Messi, and the storyline is finally complete. And hold on. Salt Bae. What is a butcher doing on the pitch with Argentinian players? There seems to be two narratives being told in the media with this story. One is that Salt Bae is pestering the players, and the players look visibly pissed off at him stealing their moment. And two, that he's actually really good friends with some of the players, due to them meeting at his restaurant before. Regardless, he shouldn't have been on the pitch, let alone being seen with a literal higher power in Messi. He wasn't just pestering players though, he broke long-established FIFA rules that dictate that only past winners, and heads of state are allowed to touch the trophy. Although, we're going to completely ignore the fact that Rihanna held the trophy in the 2014 German after party. Well, because she's fit, isn't she? But it's like if Gordon Ramsay ran onto the pitch after France won the World Cup and started posing for photos because he cooked in France for a few years. Regardless, the incident caused mass international controversy and headlines, with the majority of people wondering how the fuck he got on the pitch in the first place. Well, it's like that age-old saying, isn't it? The key to a man's heart is through his stomach. It's like an Instagram influencer after buying them a nice meal and designer bag, the pants drop and you can do whatever you want. From my completely biased opinion, a few fingers have definitely been greased, haven't they? But when has FIFA's fingers not been clammy? It also turns out that Gianni has unfollowed Salt Bae on all platforms since the incident. On the 22nd of December 2022, it was announced that FIFA are launching an investigation into the circumstances that led up to Salt Bae being on the pitch. Following a review, FIFA has been establishing how individuals gained undue access to the pitch after the closing ceremony at the Lusail Stadium on the 18th of December. The appropriate internal action will be taken. Will anything happen? No. Obviously not, but you can't ask a leopard to change its spots. On the same day, it was reported that the US Open Cup had banned Salt Bae from the 2023 final. However, I think they may have done him a favour there. I'm sure that he's absolutely shaking at the fact that he can't go to America's version of the FA Cup final. Shiver me timbers. In conclusion, it seems like Salt Bae likes to remain fairly mysterious, but you have to give props where it's due, because this guy worked for 20 years, learning his trade, travelled the world to gain experience, and executed his culinary empire from what it seems, the ground up. In my opinion, what he does is like the art industry. People paying exorbitant amounts of money for something that they think holds value. In this case, the food and the flex to say you've been to his restaurant. It's all about marketing. If people are dumb enough to pay for it, then fair play. But to force yourself into the limelight when we're literally witnessing history is a massive L and cringe beyond belief. Thank you so much for watching this video and your support recently. It genuinely means the world to me. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @PhatMema, like, subscribe, and comment below what you want to see next.